Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine. Happy 2024. It is time for the January 2024 Creative Memories Virtual Crop. Can you believe it? Yay! We're back to virtual cropping again. So many of you voted this month on which collections you would like to see me use. We actually had a three-way tie. And so I'm going to be working with one of those collections that was in that three-way tie. It's Showtime. I am going to be working on sketch number 1, but I am going to turn it into a 2-page layout. I just find those are a little bit easier to work with in our album, so that's what I like to show for the virtual crops. And I'm going to go ahead and get things switched over so you all can see what I'm going to be doing. And I also have an extra little thing to talk about here. So, did you all notice on the blog post for the virtual crop this month, there was a new tracker. So if you crop with me every month, you will have your entire tracker filled out by the end of the year. Super exciting. I do have it linked with this live stream to the original blog post that has all 4 sketches for this month's virtual crop. And if you keep scrolling with it, you'll also find this little tracker that you can download and print out. So I'm looking forward to filling mine up. We'll see what kind of prizes they offer and how many people are actually in the drawing by the end of the year. We'll see what happens. But let's start sketch number 1 here. This is it. Whoops. Okay. Make sure I'm lined up and focused. So that way, if you want to get a screenshot, you can of what I'm going to be doing with this layout. Here's an irony. I actually am out of Showtime mats. Can you believe it? I probably used them all previously. You can probably search my channel and find the layouts I used them on. So I actually had to cut mats for this layout, and I did follow the actual sketch. I know, for that part. Anyways, kind of scary. I am using 8 5x5 by 3.5. I'm sorry, 5.5 by 3.5. Getting back into the swing of things here. I've been recording all those 101 sketch challenges, and now I've got to get myself back into live stream mode here. All right. Left side of the page. Let's just go with it here. I am starting out with the Music and Staff Note Border Punch. Okay, this one is not for sale anymore. Most of the Showtime collection is the papers, the stickers, the mats, which I don't have, and both the tonal and the regular papers. So the base, I will show you closer coming up in just a second. This one, unfortunately, is not for sale anymore. It's the Music Staff and Notes. I just couldn't resist using it. I don't know. Sometimes as soon as I see the sketch, something just jumps out at me, and I think, oh, I have to use XYZ with the sketch. And the Music Staff and Notes was my thing for the sketch. So I'm going to give you a couple of substitutions. If you don't have this punch, and you do have the brocade chain border maker cartridge, make use of that. If you don't have either one of those, pull out your 12-inch decorative trimmer. And you can use actually even both ends of this, because according to the sketch, we have lots of waves on it. And so you can do one with the bumpier wave and one with the gentler wave down here, and layer a couple of strips of paper across the bottom. My layout's going to be a little bit more linear because the Staff and Notes is a little bit more linear as well. And so, you know, that's kind of, I'm following the sketch up here, but not down here as much. But I like to give you all ideas anyways. Oh, and then, hey, I even wrote it on here. So if you don't have any of the punches or the 12-inch decorative trimmer, follow the blog post. That they gave instructions on just how to, you can just take a pair of scissors, cut a wave for yourself, and use it on your page, and that will look great as well. So let me make sure this is over here. I'm going to get some repositionable tape going on my punched out music staff and note here. I think. Hoping that my repositionable tape doesn't run out on me. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of foaming, and it's kind of funny just talking to myself in here. Although sometimes with my live streams, y'all are a little quiet too. So it is a little bit like talking to myself as well. But I do see that there are people watching, and so I appreciate you joining me tonight and taking the time to watch what I'm doing here. So our next thing I do have, oh, I forgot to show you the paper, didn't I? Daggum. I am out of habit here. This one is from the tonal pack. It is the one with the balloons. On the back side, it has the stripes. And I just thought it would be a little bit busy to have 2 stripe pages. I mean, you can, and I've done it, but I wanted to use the balloons because I thought they looked really nicely with the bursts. I'm going to call them bursts because that's what this pattern reminds me of from the This Life. And it has this geometric pattern on the back side of it. And then for my music notes, I punched it out of, I had a scrap of the gold paper with the stars, and we're going to flip it over and use it elsewhere on the page. And so I'm using up my scrap, which, you know, is never a bad thing to use up scraps because we all have scraps hanging around. So I did a couple of 1.5 by 12-inch pieces that we're going to put onto the page coming up. But first, we're going to get our 4 mats put together here. 5.5 by 3.5. A little smaller than what I usually do, but it looks nice on the page. It does. You can frame it out just a little bit here. I'm going to go lightly, and here we go. So you can get probably about 1/4 inch border all the way around. You probably can do the math and figure that out. Use your 0 centering ruler if you like. But I just tend to wing it, especially on these live streams. I know I've pulled out my 0 centering ruler on a few of the other sketch challenges that I'm doing this year, that 101 sketch challenge, but not tonight. Tonight I am going with the flow here. And this is my 1.5 inch by 12-inch strip. And I'm going to run this across the page here. So that's why I said the bottom of my page is going to be a little bit more linear compared to the waves that they have on the sketch. And then this is actually the opposite side of my firework one that I cut my mats out of. So I'm going to run this through the center of my 1.5 inch piece here. And again, if you want, pull out your 0 centering ruler. If not, don't worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and add my stickers. I have this music book here. And I'm just going to go ahead and place these down. I'm not going to use the foam squares. I know. We also had an In the Spotlight in our sticker pack. And like I said, I do think the sticker pack is still available for sale as well. Most of this collection is. And I do have my stickers off to the side here because I want to add a couple, but I also want to use a couple of our Write-On stickers that just came out. And I want to, let's use the thinner ones. So these are the 1/4 inch. No, this is the 3/8 of an inch. No, this is the 1/4. Sorry, 3/8 is bigger than 1/4. So I'm going to grab 2 of these for our journaling, because on the sketch they had a, let's see if I can somewhat center this. On the sketch they have where you can put a title here and journal underneath your photos. Well, since my base page is so dark, you would probably have to use a chalking pen. And so I thought, you know, let's use our Write-On stickers that are new. And I'm going to add a couple of our diamond stickers. They have some that are 1/4 inch. And so I'm going to go ahead and run, I think, 3 of them on here, because then that brings also back in our pattern from our page. See here. There's a whole bunch on the other one, so I might be able to add a couple more after, but I want to make sure I have enough for my other page as well. So there's a start. There is our left side of the page. And let me get the right side going here, and I will show you the sketch again at the end, and you can see how my layout compares to the sketch coming up. Set those aside. Here we go again. So this one does, I rarely do both sides the same, but on this one, we're doing both sides the same pretty much. I have different stickers because, you know, every once in a while I'll buy a second sticker pack, but not very often. So it's nice to be able to have enough stickers that'll flow through the page and make sense for the layout. But overall, this one is definitely a pretty quick and easy layout to put together, and I thought it was a great way to start off 2024 with a simpler layout. And then we'll see if I actually get any sleep tonight, my sleep study, and hopefully I will be able to live stream back with y'all again tomorrow and use the other collections that got votes. In fact, I think they all did. So except one got less votes, and that's usually the one that I do a single page for. So that will probably be, I'm thinking, Vivid Melodies. And then the other two will have the 2-page layouts that are later. So just to give you an idea of what's coming, that is Crooked. And I finally got my multi-purpose tool in. I'm so happy. It feels like I have my third set of fingers back or something here. I don't know. I really missed it when I didn't have it, couldn't find it to use. Although now it's rolling all over my table. I probably should put it back because that's going on Crooked too. There we go. About 1/4 of an inch around, again, for your frame, if you will, that you're creating here. And I know we're kind of going dark on dark, but that's also going to make your pictures pop when you put your pictures onto there. Same sheets here. That 1.5 inch strip that I had taken from my scrap that I had left after punching my music notes. I'm going to run that through the center. I probably should pull in my other page. Let me do that real quick so I know I'm getting these two lined up nicely. Let's see, how did I do? Just a little bit off. Let me raise this up just a hair. Okay. That actually wasn't too bad though for not having it right next to me. All things considered, I don't feel too bad about that. And now our 1/2 inch piece, I'm going to use the repositionable tape on because let's face it, not that good with the other end. I just put the tape on the wrong side. So this shows you can easily rub off the repositionable tape with your thumb because I put it on the wrong side. How could I put the wrong side up? Probably because I got flustered with having to bring in the other page. So there we go. Just rub it off with your finger, flip it off, flip it over, not over, flip it over, and then just keep going. Just like I'm doing with this live stream. Just keep going. All right. So this is going through the center. And let me double check that also because, let's see. Good. Okay. That one worked out for me. I can feel I still have a little bit more tape on there, but that's okay because we're going to be adding our stickers. And then I'll get it all off of my table later before I do my other live streams. Okay. My other stickers I'm pulling in are the music, staff, and notes. We had a sticker that matched so nicely, and it pulls in all the colors from the bursts. I'm calling them bursts because that's what this life page reminds me of, this design. They might be fireworks from the Showtime thing. I don't know. It's okay. And then there was a camera with this really striking star on it. But I loved that it was gold and that it really went nicely with the colors on the page because I am kind of funny about color, as well as most of you all know that about me also. And if you don't know that about me, you'll hear it a couple of times, and I welcome you to my channel, and I hope you'll subscribe. So here are my 3 diamonds I'm going to add here as well. Going through this blue. And here, we'll take this one here for the center, and then I'm going to get my right on stickers again and grab a couple more of those for my additional journaling. And then, you know, there's no rule saying that you can't journal on both pages. I mean, as far as I know, there's no rules in scrapbooking, and I'm really good at not coloring in the lines with the whatever rules there were supposed to be for scrapbooking anyways. So let's just do this way. And if you don't like the way I've done it, then do something different on your pages, and that works. Getting your photos onto pages and telling your family's stories and your friends. So here we go. Let me move these out of the way. Take this down. All right. So 2 pages that look pretty similar to each other. I forgot to hold this one up for you all so you could see those other stickers up close, and those balloons in the background are just so fun, along with our stars and our music staff and notes. Let me pull down the sketch again so that way you can see. So you see how they just had a lot of movement, and then they had these 2 lines, which is where I think you're supposed to journal on this one. And so that's why I just went ahead and kind of literally put in 2 lines for journaling, but where I thought they would work out through this little, I guess it's a mini border. So we kind of almost have 2 mini borders on the bottom of our page, but it's definitely more linear than the flow and the wave that they had on the sketch. I do a flow and a wave on a couple of my upcoming 101 sketchbook challenge ones. So stay tuned for those on my video tab. Those are coming out on Sundays and Thursdays now. But that's it for sketch number 1. Hope you all liked it. Thank you again for joining me. Don't forget to check the link in the description box to the blog to get this sheet so you can print it out and crop along with me. And so that way you can color in all of your shutter flowers, and hey, there could be a chance to win one of 3 prizes. There you go. Until next time.